With Kungfu, the nuns can also fight the patriarchy that dominates both Buddhism and Hinduism, Nepal's main religion. Even today, girls and women play a subordinate role in the Himalayan nations. The same applies to their problems. Lack of education in this regard and the tabooization of subjects like menstruation and female sexuality lead to ostracization and major health problems.
Namaste. We come from the White Nunnery and would like to talk to you today about menstruation. Have any of you ever had your period? Does anybody know why we bleed every month? All women in the Himalayas have periods. Every woman bleeds once a month. It's nothing to be ashamed about. We should talk about it. The sooner you know what it means, the better.
The nuns explain to the girls exactly what occurs in their bodies every month. Many have no idea what is happening when they get their periods and think it's a problem only they have. And while they're on the subject, the nuns cover monthly ovulation and possible consequences at the same time.
Women's issues are still taboo in the Himalayan regions. The girls don't talk about them, not even to their parents. They're ashamed. It's completely normal that no one talks about menstruation, for example. When I was a girl, I didn't talk about it to my parents either.
Talking about Kungfu eases the tension.
Martial arts? Cute. Wow, it's nice.
It seems easier to trust nuns who do Kung Fu. The girls even start asking questions.
It is so important to educate girls that they should go to the doctor if they're in pain. In our culture, there are still women who get ill and die because of bad hygiene, because they can't talk to anyone about it.
So as to act preventively in this matter, the nuns have distributed reusable panty liners.
We told them how to use it, and we told them the information that how many pads we are using. As a woman, we use 2 trucks of sanitary pads in one life. So you can imagine if one person use 2 trucks of sanitary pad, how many women in this world are, and then how many trash cans there will be, how many trashes there will be there. So it's very important for us to know why we are using reusable pads.
Education is important. It gives the girls a little more independence. But it doesn't change anything in their traditional role behavior.
I respect all those, traditional, and so I should also get married, have a child. That's all.
Getting married and having children are only one of many bad options for women in Nepal. Due to the miserable economic conditions, many families send their daughters abroad to earn money and contribute to the overall family income.
In my village, there are girls who were sent abroad as soon as they were old enough to have a passport. Before I came to the nunnery, I wanted to become a doctor. If I weren't here now, I would be in year 9, and I would still be wanting to become a doctor.
Besides their spiritual and physical education, the women in the Amitabha nunnery can also develop job skills. Be it in crafts or intellectually, the aim is to achieve as much independence as possible. The nuns teach themselves a lot. For everything else, there are visiting teachers who train the women and girls in various trades. clear allocation of responsibilities and a regular daily routine. Self-discipline is one of the most important characteristics for a nun. Everything serves their further spiritual development and its highest goal, letting go, overcoming one's ego, and putting oneself entirely in the service of the community. Do the three new girls know what kind of life awaits them in the nunnery? If they stay, they will have to do without an awful lot of things that make teenage hearts beat faster. Makeup, disco music, boys. But at the moment, they still have time to take it all in. Around 1.5 million people live in Greater Kathmandu. The biggest village in the world is in danger of suffocating in its own bad air and waste. But every Saturday morning, up to 500 nuns from the White Nunnery enter the capital with the aim of making Kathmandu a little bit cleaner. At the very least, the invasion of women in yellow vests draws attention.
At first, the people stared at us and said, "What are you doing here? You're nuns. You belong in the nunnery. You should be praying." We kept having to explain that we wanted to make our contribution to society. Plastic is not only very bad for our country, plastic is bad for the world. It doesn't break down, you either have to reuse it or get rid of it.
Thus, week for week, they fill a considerable number of rubbish sacks, which are then disposed of by the refuse collection service. The nuns know that their contribution to environmental protection is a drop in the ocean, but their actions are a statement.
We have breaking a lot of ceilings, a lot of things that nuns were not allowed to do, from doing mass dance to doing Dakini dance to doing leading the prayers in the temple. That was like all unusual things. And there were a lot of people who criticized us. I wouldn't say they were men or women. There were a lot of people from outside who were just criticizing because they had a very old thinking of a nun just sitting on a cushion and meditating. But to us, to our Drukpa nuns, I think sitting on cushion and meditating is not enough.
You've got to raise your foot at the front, really high. Once more from the top.
Becoming a nun in the Drukpa order is voluntary and not a lifelong commitment. Those who decide against life in the nunnery can leave at any time. The arrival of the new girls has put Hladun in the role of an elder sister. She explains everyday life at the nunnery and outlines the various tasks and duties.
Normally I don't speak so much, except to my friends. And to us, I only speak to my proper friends. But we're friends now too. True, but I know my friends much better. I don't really like talking to strangers. I've told the girls they always have to get up on time. I don't think they're used to getting up so early. I also told them that they first have to learn the Tibetan alphabet by heart.
Hladun's best friend, Kamala Moore, has to be shaved. A good opportunity to show the newbies what awaits them. Today, for the first time, Hladun will be allowed to participate in the official temple dance. Her transition to the adult world seems to have been a success, and the 17-year-old already has plans for the future.
Later on, I'd like to travel the world and teach dance and Kungfu.